Thank you for joining us on Nigeria Tonight. I'm Felicity Ezewike. Let's begin by telling you that President Bola Tinubu has assured international investors that Nigeria is a secure destination in the African continent. He gave the assurance while speaking as a participant in a panel discussion on fostering local value chains and investments in Africa at the 4th G20 Investment Summit, which commenced today in Berlin, Germany. The president noted that while promoting the rule of law is crucial for attracting foreign investments, Nigeria's energetic youth population and well-educated populace represents the greatest incentive provided to investors towards the mutually beneficial replication of China's economic resurgence. President Tinubu further assured potential investors that Nigeria has moved beyond restrictive policies, saying capital can now be moved in and out of the country freely, providing flexibility for investors. While persuading German automobile firms to establish manufacturing plants in Nigeria, he invited German businesses to take advantage of investment opportunities in multiple sectors in the country.
Nigeria is a stable democracy. Since I took over in May this year, we've embarked on transformative changes. All obstacles hindering our businesses is being removed. We are reforming the economy based on the principle and philosophy of good governance. And we are providing the best environment for you to invest. Today, you can move your money in and out as you wish. Please, forget those dark days of military incursion in our politics. It's gone, and I believe it's gone forever. You will have the best return on investment if you invest in Africa, and particularly in Nigeria.
To further discuss this, I'm joined by Chartered Accountant Akin Fatunke. Thank you very much, Akin, for giving us your time. Some describe the president's speech as flowery. Others say, no, it's more than that. From your vantage point, how significant is President Tinubu's participation in the G20 Compact with Africa Conference for Nigeria's economic development beyond the words?
Super. Beautiful. You said flowery, I would say confident. Proud to be a Nigerian. The president spoke S4. We saw that. That is not very, in my view, common with Nigerian leadership. I saw a situation where we are toe-to-toe with the president of South Africa, president of Kenya, the Kagames of this world, and it came very, very, very strong. I'd like to say that a significance of this is that despite shenanigans, Mr. President has decided to look at Nigeria as a half-filled bottle. Of course, recognizing the fact that there are challenges, recognizing the fact that, of course, we have so many other roads to cross, but it came very strong. I saw a significance of world leaders, including African leaders, all turned and were looking at Nigeria, supposed to be the giant of Africa. Yes, we may be in clay feet, positive, hopeful. It went very, very well. Okay. And I dare say that following on in the throes of Olaf Scholz's earlier visit to Nigeria, it further reinforced the fact that Nigeria was ready for business. He spoke generally about so many things, and I think that's good, very, very good.
All right. Investors come. That's what we've heard so far. What specific areas of economic cooperation would you suggest that the president should discuss during the conference, and how would those areas benefit Nigeria? What does Nigeria stand to gain from these suggestions?
Trade, not aid. Mutual respect, cultural ties to be increased. May Germany, as a world power, begin to help Nigeria to speak the Nigerian language despite the challenges we still have. I expect areas in terms of integrated security for our country within the Sahel. I expect the data print, which is an area the whole world, including Germany, has recognized that our comparative advantage, I repeat, our comparative advantage that is second to none in Africa is in fintech. We are ready to blow and go out onto the world. So it's not a matter of Mike Zuckerberg just coming in here or some other people coming in here and say, hey, we have all these potentials. We have the youthful population who are not lazy youths, who are creative and creative ingenuity. I'd like Mr. President to talk about the real beauty of the Nigerian fauna and flora. Our clothing. I'd like the president to also now then say, the world is an oyster for us to conquer. Music, also like I've said, area of technology, women empowerment. I'd like Mr. President to also give the assurance that Nigeria is now ready for not just business, that democracy is going to be deepened, despite the fact that we know we have challenges against women, we have challenges against people who are physically challenged. Nigeria will be the very first in sub-Saharan Africa to project that forward, and it's going to be forward ever. I also like Mr. President to go beyond. I need to see an assembling plant, like he said. The Volkswagen that was in here in Nigeria at one point in time should now then come back.
Right. All of these investment, the emphasis, like you said, is in critical sectors. Investment in those areas will be very beneficial. Then President Bola Tinubu assured the international investors of Nigeria's economic potential and stability, and you quite agree with him. Do you think that these assurances that the president is giving is enough to move these investors to action, or is there more that they need to see from the Nigerian side beyond these, very strong words from the president?
Felicita, necessary, though not sufficient. We need to now come back and make sure that all these platitudes will begin to walk the talk. As far as I believe, we need to come back and begin to build our Rome from home with a narrow, not fiddling, while things are just not going well. I want a situation where we need to look at our procurement issue. I like to see areas in the marine ecology. I like to see the green, vast gas that's now going to be into areas of hydrocarbon. We begin to now work them right here. So I expect rule of law in ways over and above what we are seeing. I expect trust deficit that we already have now, even at the highest level of government, to now be taken care of. I expect, for instance, the reforms that Mr. President has spoken about that is getting a bit of a backlash to now have a bit of a common face by showing that very good example. I expect that Mr. President should now then come and convey, in a manner of speaking, a round table with his party being the largest, and then we can say, look, we have to begin to show good example and rule of law. I expect Mr. President to look forward to December 15, very important, when the Supreme Court will be making a pronouncement on Nnamdi Kanu. And
well, I guess I'll just summarize from what you're saying. It's very clear we still have a lot of work to do, and I know that there are so many other areas you would like to highlight, but we'll have to leave it there for now. Thank you so much, as always, for giving us your time.
Thank you very much, Felicity, and the sky is the limit for our country, Nigeria. Proudly Nigerian.
Proudly Nigerian as well. Thank you.